With the exception of Hurricane Joaquin, which threw a scare into the East Coast in October, last year's Atlantic hurricane season was pretty tame. But that hasn't been the case in other ocean basins, most recently the South Pacific, where last week a storm named Winston devastated a place often considered a vacation destination. The Republic of Fiji is actually an archipelago of more than 300 islands tucked between 15 and 20 degrees south of the equator, about 2,000 miles east of northern Australia and 1,500 miles north of New Zealand, right near the international dateline. Fiji's total land area is about 7,000 square miles, roughly the size of New Jersey. Its population is about 900,000. That's a little less than that of Delaware. Almost 90% of the residents live on two islands, Viti Levu and Vanua Levu, most near the coast. Given its latitude, Fiji sees occasional hurricanes, called cyclones there. Since 1970, a dozen or so hurricane-strength storms have come near Viti Levu, but none was as strong as or taken as circuitous a route as Winston, which formed west of Fiji, moved south, then turned northeast, passing south of the islands, reversed course, and then headed west towards Fiji. Here's what Winston looked like on Fiji's radar network as it approached from the east. The eye passed right over one of the tiny islands, then just south of Vanua Levu, before then crossing the northern tip of Viti Levu, late in the day last Saturday. This track put much of that island in a very dangerous position because in the southern hemisphere, winds circulate clockwise around storms. So for a cyclone moving west, the storm's motion and its circulation combine to the south of the eye. So the winds and the storm surge are worse there. At landfall, Winston was likely a Category 5 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Though with no hurricane hunters in that part of the world, we only have satellite estimates of its maximum wind speed. Thus, headlines blaring that Winston was the most intense storm on record in the southern hemisphere are premature. Still, it will rank among the strongest tropical cyclones on record to hit land anywhere in the world, certainly the most intense to strike Fiji, where it flattened homes and completely wiped away foliage in some areas, producing damage similar to that of a several-mile-wide violent tornado. Winston is just the latest in a series of remarkable tropical cyclones in the Pacific Ocean over the last 6 months or so, activity directly related to the unusually warm waters associated with the strong and ongoing El Niño in that part of the world. Stay tuned. The extended forecast is next.